Hi, my name is Sherry Hartzell. I'm a student at Arizona State University, and this is Bias in U.S. Home Mortgage Lending. The housing market and mortgage industry have always been a hot topic in America, and given the country's long history of discriminatory housing practices like redlining, I decided to take a deeper look into U.S. home mortgage data to determine if bias against lending to minority borrowers still exists. For my analysis, I utilized public mortgage data acquired from the U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The Home Mortgage Disclosure Act, or HMDA, requires many financial institutions to maintain, report, and publicly disclose loan-level information about mortgages. These data help show whether lenders are serving the housing needs of their communities, give public officials information that helps them make decisions and policies, and shed light on lending patterns that could be discriminatory. I found that HMDA data is the most comprehensive source of publicly available information on the U.S. mortgage market. First, I needed to prepare the data before I began my analysis. Since the loan application process has many different outcomes, I decided to simplify the data by only using application approvals codes 1, 2, or 6 and denials code 3 or 7. I omitted incomplete applications from my analysis since I could not evaluate if the applicant would have been approved or not. This allowed me to find the average percentage of mortgage loans approved, 82.16%, and percentage of loans that were denied, 17.84%. Next, I sorted the data by applicant race to see if I could find clues of racial bias. While applicants who identified as white or Asian had above average approval rates, applicants who identified as Black or African American, American Indian or Alaska Native, and a Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander had below average rates of approval and substantially higher rates of denied mortgage loans. Since applicants who identified as Black or African American had the lowest rate of approval, about 69%, when compared to white applicant approval rates, about 84%, I decided I wanted to take a closer look between the two groups to see if there was any evidence that was significant enough to suggest racial biases were in play during the application process. Before moving forward, I needed to level the playing field and sort applicants into their respective socioeconomic status class, since there are many more white Americans than Black Americans in the upper income class. According to the Pew Research Center, the range for middle class income is classified as a family making between $40,000 and $122,000 per year. Thus, a family making under $40,000 is considered lower class, and anyone above $122,000 is considered upper class. Since applicants in the middle class had the most frequent number of applications, it gave me a large enough sample group to make an apples-to-apples comparison between the two racial groups. Upon closer examination between Black and white socioeconomic groups, I find more evidence of biases, as there are stark differences between the outcomes of white and Black applicants in lower, middle, and upper classes, with white applicants exhibiting higher rates of approval at every socioeconomic level. I now had enough information to run an analysis of the data in order to test whether or not there is a statistically significant difference between the approval rates of these two groups. Prior to running my analysis, I gathered data from Black and white middle-class applicants and changed their outcomes to numeric values in order to run a statistical test. Loan approvals were categorized as 1 and loan denials as 0. For my control hypothesis, I stated that the average mortgage approval rate of middle-class Black Americans is the same or greater than that of white Americans. For my test hypothesis, I stated that the average mortgage approval rate of middle-class Black Americans is less than that of white Americans. After running a statistical test on my data at a 95% confidence level, I found that my test hypothesis was correct and that middle-class Black Americans did indeed experience biases when applying for mortgage loans. You can see in the chart that white applicants have a higher mean, or average, than Black applicants, while Black applicants' variance or measure of dispersion is higher than that of white Americans. This means that white applicants have a higher average rate of mortgage loan approval and have a less likely chance of being denied when compared to black applicants. Thank you for viewing my analysis, and I hope that you find this information useful.